Coming up, the latest update on the government shutdown.
Plus how ICE activity is affecting local businesses.
All of that and more on Rambler Roundup.
Hello everyone and welcome to Rambler Roundup. I'm Lauren Taylor.
And I'm Anushka Nair.
After 43 days, the longest government shutdown in U.S. history has officially ended. President Trump signed the legislation late Wednesday, just hours after the House approved the measure to resume paused services. The agreement funds most federal operations through January 30th. Federal food assistance programs will now resume, and federal workers will receive back pay starting this Wednesday. With significant unresolved issues, the Affordable Care Act remains in limbo. As operations return to normal, lawmakers are facing rising pressures to prevent another funding crisis.
There have recently been several major Chicago bridges closing down for long-term renovations, and the impact is beginning to ripple across the city. The Lake Street Bridge is now shut down and isn't expected to reopen until January of 2028. The Chicago Avenue Bridge will remain closed through December of 2026, and work on the Cortlandt Street Bridge is scheduled to last into early 2027. These overlapping shutdowns are creating significant delays for commuters traveling in and out of the loop, with drivers reporting longer travel times and heavier congestion during both morning and evening rush hours. The situation has also drawn criticism from several city council members who say the projects were poorly coordinated and that the city needs a more strategic plan to manage essential infrastructure repairs without causing widespread disruption.
More and more local businesses are facing a declining number of patrons due to increased ICE activity. Reporter Madden Lewis joins us now. Madden, why are so many businesses struggling during this increased ICE presence?
Yes, Lauren, many restaurant owners here in Chicago say they're doing everything they can to keep their businesses going. But with the uncertainty surrounding immigrant enforcement, they are worried about how long they can continue their operations. Local Chicago restaurants are feeling the pressure following a series of recent ICE raids. Many owners say that the operations have disrupted their daily business and created problems for their restaurants, including staffing shortages and a decline in sales.
Noticed that there was a decline in customer coming in. I don't know if it was the timing, but definitely, everything impacts. Anything that happened in the economy has a kind of like a snowball effect. And definitely we saw a decline in our sales. But
local Chicago restaurants are feeling the pressure following a series of recent ICE raids. Many owners say that the operations have disrupted their daily business.
But with the situation with ICE, I was a little bit more on the fence because, it's important when you hire somebody, you want them to be able to show up on time, making sure that because customers walking in, they want to be served, and, we really take hospitality very seriously. So it kind of made me pause a little bit about hiring people who had some kind of potential issue with ICE.
A similar story is echoed just a few miles away at Beard and Belly. Owner Kyle Strage says that the impact of ICE raids thankfully was not too severe at their establishment.
We haven't shut down or closed any of our days. We've just posted the signs up, and I would say that we're out of all the, we're pretty fortunate. As far as that's concerned, we don't, our theme and like what we have and most of our employees and everything are not who ICE is going after, so we haven't had any to do any of that. But I know people in the neighborhood like Edgewater Tacos is shut down for multiple days.
Both restaurant owners say the ICE raids have created a ripple of fear beyond their kitchens. And as uncertainty grows, many restaurants are forced to rethink how they will operate in this new reality. City leaders say they're monitoring the ICE situation closely. For now, restaurant owners hope the attention on these raids will bring greater awareness and ultimately solutions for Chicago's culinary community.
Coming up, a spotlight on Loyola EMS.
And upcoming changes to Edgewater.
Netflix and chill.
Don't let your Netflix and chill become Netflix and spill.
Idiot.
Be smart.
Welcome back to the Rambler Roundup.
Loyola's emergency medical service operates quietly but plays a critical role in campus safety. The student EMTs respond to medical calls during some of the most hectic hours of the week. Reporter Natalie King shows us how Loyola EMS supports students during their most critical hours.
In an emergency, every second counts. That's why having an on-campus emergency medical services program can make all the difference for Loyola students in need of care. The Loyola EMS program is made up of student volunteers who are certified EMTs trained to respond to a variety of situations.
Respond to a pretty wide variety of calls, anything from medical emergencies, whether that's severe illness or like orthopedic injuries in HALIS if people are rolling an ankle or a knee, things like that. We also respond to a lot of mental health crises, which is really common on college campuses.
In addition to providing care around campus, this program also offers benefits to its volunteer EMTs, like a chance to get real-world medical experience and bond with other students.
I really love the camaraderie in LUSMs. You really get to know the people that you're working with because you're working in such high-stress environments.
Loyola EMS can respond to emergencies anywhere on campus. When someone calls in need of medical attention, they arrive on scene to assess the situation and provide assistance. There is no cost to these services, making it easier for students to access medical care.
We are a free option for students and community members that are on our campus. So even if that means that they're unsure they need to call 911 or unsure of what treatment they need to take, we're an option for them to call. And even if that's just giving peace of mind to students, I think that that's really important.
If you're in need of medical attention and want to call Loyola EMS, you could dial the campus safety number at 773-508-7233. For Rambler Roundup, I'm Natalie King.
This past weekend, Loyola kicked off International Education Week with Global Fest, a celebration of food, music, and cultures from all around the world. Students and faculty gathered to try dishes from the neighborhood, join in on cultural icebreakers, and listen to a mix of international music. Global Fest marks the beginning of a week full of events dedicated to highlighting Loyola's global community and various study abroad opportunities. Organizers say that the goal is to create a space for students to share their heritage, learn from one another, and strengthen Loyola's growing global community. Catch their last event at 2 p.m. Thursday in the Sister Jean Multipurpose Room to learn all about a summer at Loyola's Rome campus.
Big changes ahead in the Edgewater community. The city's plan to rezone a major corridor has moved forward, promising taller buildings, more housings, and a fresh look for the uptown neighborhood. Not everyone is excited about these changes. Reporter Taylor Davis has the story.
Good evening. I'm standing here in Chicago's Edgewater neighborhood where a proposed rezoning plan is sparking debate. The city wants to allow more mixed-use development in parts of traditional residential area, meaning new apartments, shops, and possibly more density.
The city officials say the changes could help meet Chicago's growing housing needs and attract new businesses to the community. Supporters of the plan argue it's a chance for Edgewater to modernize and grow, creating more opportunities for residents and local entrepreneurs. Everyone is not on board. Some neighbors say they worry about rising rents, increased traffic, and losing the unique character that has defined the Edgewater community for decades.
The city officials say this proposal is still under review and officials are taking public feedback seriously. For now, Edgewater residents are waiting to see how the final plan will shape the future of the neighborhood. I'm Taylor Davis with Loyola News Chicago.
Still to come, your weekly sports roundup.
And news on the rising infant botulism cases.
The mission of Aaron's Farm is to rescue animals and educate through their stories. Now, we want to reach as many kids as we can through the animal stories, through their friendships, to show that they're like us. Back to when I was a kid, I was obsessed with animals and would have died to be taken to a show like this.
Take a look at him. First of all, you'll notice that he's got sharp claws because he's climbing up on me and they're so sharp.
I think this farm is different from other educational farms or places around because we're not like a petting zoo. It's a hands-on science class, which you're not getting in a petting zoo type environment.
There's a lot of cool animals and I like help animals.
I just think it's good that, first of all, animals that were in less than fair conditions have a place to come and live out the rest of their lives, and then you allow people, kids even, to come hang out with the animals.
Yeah.
they're also friendly. So it's very therapeutic in a sense as well.
When I see children come with dreams of being a marine biologist or a veterinarian or something like that, it's just, it lights the fire in me to keep going, because my dream was to work with children and animals, and I was able to make that dream come true, and I want that for all these kids. I want their dreams to come true too.
Aaron's Farm. Rescue, sanctuary, advocacy. To find out more about Aaron's Farm and how to schedule a visit, go to aaronsfarm.net or connect on Facebook at Aaron's Farm 1.
Welcome back to Rambler Roundup.
Federal health officials are investigating a multi-state outbreak of infant botulism linked to By Heart Whole Nutrition powdered infant formula. According to the FDA and the CDC, 23 infants across 13 states have been hospitalized after consuming that formula. Laboratory findings suggest that possible contamination with Clostridium botulinum, the bacteria that causes botulism. By Heart has voluntarily recalled all unexpired lots of its cans and single-serve sticks. Parents and caregivers are urged to stop using the formula immediately, note the lot number if possible, and label any remaining product do not use. Symptoms of infant botulism, like poor feeding, loss of head control, or difficulty swallowing, may take weeks to appear, so health officials are advising close monitoring. Now, turning to sports, joining us, Brandon Wolak.
Thanks, Anushka. The Blackhawks host the Calgary Flames tonight at the United Center, with puck drop being at 7:30. The Hawks come in riding some momentum after a win after Toronto and winning 4 of their last 5 games. The Bulls have the night off after ending their 5-game losing streak, beating the Denver Nuggets 130-127 in Denver last night. They continue their road trip tomorrow night when they head to Portland to take on the Trailblazers. The Bears are coming off yet another cardiac finish, pulling out a 19-17 divisional road win over the Minnesota Vikings for their 3rd straight victory, a run that keeps them at the top of the NFC North. They'll try to extend that streak on Sunday with a new matchup at Soldier Field against the Pittsburgh Steelers.
That wraps up this edition of Rambler Roundup.
That's all from us. We'll see you back here next time. To stay up to date with us, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Rambler Roundup.